Hello, good people of YouTube. LuckyMias205 over here, and this time we're gonna review Regensburg META. Indeed, the newest meta available while this video was recorded. And you can actually get this shipgirl by playing Operation Siren and grinding meta coordinates in there. It's a slow process, I admit, yes, but with just enough determination you can actually complete this ship girl decently fast. Now, Regensburg META. I admit equipment layout might not be the best, but I personally believe this is a very good meta ship. Although she might suffer a little bit by the HP, but because she's a light cruiser, some have some good sides and some have shortcomings. So what is Regensburg META? She is based on the Regensburg from the Iron Blood, but this meta version is from the was it Holy Kingdom? What was it? Holy Unitas Empire. Something like we have with the Köln. Both of them are from the Holy Unitas Empire. And how about we start with the stats? First, HP. In level 125, she gets 3687. Her firepower is 190. Her torpedo is 324. Her anti-air 369. Nice. Her reload 195. Her evasion 123. Her speed is very good, 36. Her accuracy 170. Her luck stat, unfortunately some reason, is 46. Her anti-submarine warfare is 148. Because she is a meta ship, her oil consumption is roughly 11 points. Now, between Regensburg and Regensburg META, well, yes, in level 125, original Regensburg has 100 points more HP, I believe, but in return, while the original has 174, the meta version has 190. The torpedo stats, well, Regensburg META suffers slightly. There's probably somewhere 10 points difference. As for the anti-air, meta version has 369, while the original has 385. Reload is also slow in meta side. Their evasion is slightly similar, only by 4 points difference. Their speed is same. Meta version has more accuracy, only by 2 points higher. Their luck stat is the same. Their anti-submarine warfare is perhaps 1 or 2 points difference. Actually, let me fix my statement about the oil consumption. Regensburg and Regensburg META's oil consumption is 11 points equally, but their base is different. While Regensburg has base 3 points, but meta version has 6. But they both have, at the end of the day, same oil consumption, 11 points. As for the gears, Meta version has a main gun 145%, torpedo 135%, and anti-air 120%. While the original has... they both seems to have equal amount of percent of their equipment efficiency. So there is no big difference at all. Now then, how about skills? Let's start with the Hunt Begins, which is attack skill or offensive. Increases dish ship firepower and torpedo by 30%. Every 5 seconds, increases dish ship's accuracy by 6%. Can be stacked up to 5 times. Every 15 seconds, fires level 10 special barrage. Damage is based on the skill's level. As for the Hunter's Gather, every 15 seconds, inflict Game Hunter's Mark on a random enemy for 10 seconds. Prioritizes humanoid enemies. That enemy's speed is decreased by 20%, while your Vanguard gains the Game Hunter status. The Game Hunter status lasts for 10 seconds and increases each unit's damage dealt by 10% against the target with Game Hunter's Mark. While an enemy with Game Hunter's Mark exists, increases dish ship's crit rate and crit damage by 20%. A Hunter's Gather is support skill. Next is Hunter's Vigilance, which is defense skill. Increases dish ship's evasion by 20%. Every instance of damage dish ship takes during battle is tallied. When the tally reaches 10, resets the tally to 0 and deploys a shield, lasting 8 seconds, that can negate up to 8 enemy shells. While the shield is active, damage sustained with the skill effect is not counted toward the tally. Once per battle. When this when this ship's HP falls below 30% as a result of damage taken, restores 10% of this ship max HP. And then we have Cinders of Hope. Every 8 times this ship fires main guns, fires special barrage, and in Operation Siren, when fighting humanoid siren fleets or boss fleets, increases this ship's damage dealt by 8%. Now on the research side, we go with the ability review, improves Cinders of Hope, Regensburg all-out assault. It is very impressive barrage. Very wide and forward, and lastly fires torpedoes. Now as for her design, she went quite a bit transformation compared to her original design. Although original Regensburg has skin suit, it seems to be the case that Meta version lost some amount of the suits fabric, what is it called in English? But there is still a respectable amount of coverage ongoing. The wings might have changed, but they're still there. Even her horn design seems to be slightly different. But this is Regensburg. But their hair design is still there. Is it me, or does her wings look slightly smaller compared to the original? I don't know. It looks like it. When I ask her overall design, her rigging there itself, because she is based on Regensburg, who is part of M-class light cruisers, which are supposed to be scout cruisers, based by the original design. You can see twin 150mm guns over there, also with the 105mm entire guns. Her rig went very drastic transformation to look like this compared to her original. But either way, it's glowing with green. Not that I don't mind, but I'm rather surprised by the when she was released, and perhaps all community was like, "Oh look, she's green." But same goes with the Köln META. She's also green. I'm gonna change 2 equipments or 3 equipments in my last thoughts about this review video. Well, anyway, enough rambling. Let's go my final thoughts about this ship girl. Hello everyone, and voiceover Lucky Mias over here. Yes, I approve Regensburg META with one side, just one thought over here. I wouldn't take her into the main campaign, somewhere like map 16.3, like example. But you do you. I wouldn't recommend taking Regensburg to the map 16 if you absolutely know what you're doing over there. But either way, see, I did change her torpedoes to the classic Iron Blood quadruple magnetic torpedoes, and well, it depends on, do you want to use autoloader or Fumo 25. Fire control radar. But I'm not sure about the twin 105mm SKC 33 AA gun mount. You can actually find something better to replace it. And same goes with the main gun. But I will admit that personally I believe she is the best meta light cruiser this far, because every cruiser I have seen somewhere is personally very questionable, and really asking the question what this ship is supposed to do and how you are supposed to play with it. But I'm liking how Regensburg META actually has been built, and I actually see her very well to be very nice upgrade. Although I do have to just point out the original Regensburg yeah. Although Regina, the Iron Empress, and Scarlet Supernova Fortress, let me Regina, the Iron Empress, when the battle starts, if there are 2 or more Iron ships afloat in the fleet, increase this ship firepower and torpedo 50% for 15 seconds. Locks to random enemy, either humanoids enemies, increase damage dealt with the Iron ship target for 5 seconds, if target is sunk, professional special attack. The damage is based on this ship torpedo and skill level. If that target is still alive after 4 seconds, Regensburg fires another barrage at it. So that is the Iron Empress. Well, it buffs herself if there are 2 or more Iron Boss ships afloat in the fleet. Every 15 seconds it does this thing, which only lasts 5 seconds, which is very tight. And then there's a Scarlet Supernova Fortress when the battle starts. If there are 2 or more unsuitable in the fleet. Increase this ship AA by 18%. Well, it's not bad, it's a really good AA every time. This ship takes 10 instances of damage, create a shield for 8 seconds and block to 6 enemy bullets. Counts restart when the shield is no more. When this activates, while the enemy is locked on by pressing iron press, the duration is extended by additional 8 seconds and additionally creates a barrier that can absorb up to 5% of the ship max HP in damage. Well, that was original Regensburg. But I'm also fine with the meta version. There is more you can actually do with the Regensburg meta. But if you actually think about it while my thinking process is still warm, it seems like she is more aggressive fighter compared to the original, I think, and she has more skills that are actually doing something really good. Original is not bad. It buffs herself by 30%, which is fine. Firepower and torpedo by 30%. Well, they are basically doing the same thing, but firepower and torpedo. No, wait. Where's the original? There. Increase firepower and torpedo 15%. Okay. Yeah. Regensburg is built very simply, but the meta version is way more. Actually, I don't think there's nothing wrong about it. Now that I actually puzzling everything together, there's nothing wrong with her. The only challenge is that she's a meta ship, and making meta ships to work is the biggest challenge. I think it's like a kind of like a final test how you can actually make a, well, if you can actually make other faction shipgirls to work, how can you make the meta ships work? That's how I see them. And Regensburg is something like I was thinking about a word enigma, but I don't think that's the right word. It's just plain simple improved or upgraded Regensburg. I just can't see anything wrong about this ship. She's just well made. I believe. There is nothing wrong about it. The only thing she actually requires is that you know how to build her and what is the right equipment and auxiliaries you want to give her. So that's the only thing she requires from you, that you actually knows what you're doing. Meta ships are not faction related, so buffing them with the other shipgirls is a little bit challenge. So you either have to rely on other meta ships, and because she is a Cinders of Hope group, it's gonna be a while when we are gonna have some type of meta ship that can actually buff Cinders of Hope characters or faction related shipgirls, meta shipgirls. I'm just flabbergasted that she is just good. She is nothing like collection ship, as you might call it. those girls that doesn't pack a punch. She can be useful. Regensburg can be useful, and I highly recommend using her. I highly recommend. Even in Operation Siren. She is costing as much like the original Regensburg. A little bit expensive even to grind something, sir. But isn't it nice that hunters gather every 15 seconds if the game hunters mark a random enemy for 10 seconds, paradise human enemies, that enemy speed is decreased by 20%. How long does it last? Probably... I think perhaps 10 seconds. I mean it because while your Vanguard gains the Game Hunter status, the Game Hunter status lasts for 10 seconds and increase each unit's damage dealt by 10% against the target with Game Hunter's mark. While an enemy with Game Hunter's mark exists, increase this ship crit rate and crit damage by 20%. Right. That's a very delicious one. And of course, once per battle, when this ship HP falls below 30% as a result, damage taken restores 10% of this ship max HP. I am not sure yet. Is it constant, like she is a so-called zombie ship? Really hard to think. I was hoping to test her in map 16, but because that place is another Helheim, it's I highly recommend that you do your own test if you have this ship girl. She might be very tanky light cruiser, very tanky meta ship girl. And she might be one of those that I actually like in this game. One of the rare meta ships that I actually like. But other than that, that's all I can actually think of about Regensburg META. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. If there was something I missed, please do say. My name is LuckyMinutes205. We have now come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you on the next one.